Well, well. Man, y'all need to quit playing with his like button. I ain't even finna start. I see now y'all joking. Let me know when y'all actually ready to get down. Nope. Only 6 likes, really. I know ain't that many people here yet, but come on. Nope. Still only got 6 likes. Y'all, come on, man. Y'all know how we do this around here. Usually when I start a stream, it's way more likes than that. So, I don't know. I don't know what y'all doing. There's no way y'all sitting here seeing that you haven't hit the like button and just ignoring it. So, I'm not starting the stream till y'all do it. I don't care how many people are actually here. It don't, y'all know better. I'm not even going to argue with you about it. So, when y'all ready, let me know. Let me double check some stuff real quick while I'm waiting on y'all to actually engage with the content. Still ain't enough likes yet. Still waiting. They obviously don't want the stream to start. It's 40 people in here. Come on, y'all, get the likes going. I'm not doing shit till y'all get the like button up. Y'all know better than this. Y'all know I don't mess around like that. All right. We're almost at 50 people. Y'all better hit the like button, man, or I'm going to cut this stream off and go back to doing what I was doing. Because this stream, I don't have to do it, so. Oh, no, forget it. That just made me mad right there. Nope. Somebody hit the like button and then they took the like off. Come on, man. Y'all know better than that. We ain't gonna talk about nothing until they hit the like button. Yeah, like no matter what y'all ask me, the answer is like button. Once y'all hit the like button, I'll start the stream. The laziness will not persist around here. Y'all only have to do one thing. Engage with the content. That's it. Y'all don't have to do nothing else. So, anyways, as you guys probably know, the loserdom stuff has started up again. He said, can't use Shadow Realmers at the like, but yeah, all you people sitting in the back that don't talk, at least hit the like button. Like, if you're gonna sit here and waste your time listening to a dude that you don't like, the least you can do is hit the like button on your way. Because we know they shadow watching. And it don't make sense to just sit here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, but the like button y'all better keep hitting it. Anyways, they done started. So Order 66 is a go. It is official. Because I told you, when they start in on me, I'm gonna start in on them. And listen, we know who it is. We know who it is. But here's the thing, guys. I'm not gonna worry about it. Because that's what they want me to do. They want me to stress out and worry about it. And I'm not going to. That's why I just moved on to my next piece of content. I told y'all that they would start doing this. They all claim that I'm washed up, I'm this, I'm that, I'm old, but they had to resort to the nuclear option, which is flagging. I told y'all they would start this. I don't want to hear anybody talking any more trash about I'm making it up, I'm exaggerating, I'm lying on people, because my stream got taken down, false flagging. I told y'all they was gonna start. I told y'all. Y'all didn't believe me, but look, I know how they operate. They can't defeat me on any other front, so they had to go with flagging because that's all they got. They can't defend any of the points they make. They can't defend anything in the Dragon Ball community or anime community. None of the stuff that they say about me is true. It's all boils down to this. They have to flag in order to get rid of people who don't agree with them. It's just that simple. But I'm going to re-upload the stream on Rumble. That way they can't flag it. The fact of the matter is, this is what they did the last time. We can't stop NBA. We can't challenge him. We can't go against the points that he makes. He's starting to gain speed. His channel is starting to pick up subscribers and views. Let's flag him. Never fails. And this person, whoever did it, they had to dig through 2 hours and 30 minutes worth of a stream to find something to flag. That's because that's all these people do, is sit around looking for ways to mess with me. And I told y'all it would eventually happen. Now, I appealed it because I feel like it was BS. You know how YouTube appeals are. Unless you're Mr. Beast, you lose. But I appealed it anyway because I feel like it's just false flagging. I knew I was going to lose. Didn't matter. This right here is why I didn't want to come back to YouTube. Because these Dragon Ball idiots cannot take the fact that their community is trash. It's full of a bunch of liars, grifters, and apparently false flaggers too. And a person shouldn't have to come on here and tiptoe around just to make content. People should be able to talk and say what they want. To you people who come here and just sit in the dark and don't talk, just looking for stuff to flag, why don't you just get the hell off my channel? If you obviously got some kind of beef with me that makes you want to flag my content, why don't you just leave me alone? I mean, you guys keep talking about how irrelevant I am and all this and this, but apparently I'm relevant enough to flag. Now, we know it was Eobard or somebody close to him, because the portion of the stream that got flagged was when we went on his channel and started asking him questions. That's what they flagged. And under some kind of new rule on YouTube, you can't go to people's channel in mass like that, even though it was like only 10 people that actually went to his channel. But apparently there's some new rule where you can't leave your channel with a group of people and go to somebody else's channel and ask questions, because we didn't harass him at all. We asked him questions that he refused to answer. So I know it was probably him who flagged it or somebody else. And it was one of my biggest streams too. Yeah, the stream was actually doing pretty well. So I understand the way they operate. That's why I said from now on, Order 66 is weapons free. If you wanna go after these people, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna tell you not to. All that shit I was doing in the beginning, scratch that. Because I was literally telling my people, leave them alone. Don't mess with them. Don't bother. No, I don't care now. Now is weapons free. Do whatever you want to do. And if they come back and say, delete, flag my channel, I'm just going to show them that screenshot. Now, see, the thing is, I can re-upload the stream to YouTube. I can just cut out the portion that they flagged because apparently they couldn't find anything else in the stream to flag. So they had to dig all the way through it. These people are hilarious. They want me gone so bad because I'm just telling the truth. If I had said anything that was a lie, they would have proved it by now. You know, most of these losers have their troll channels. They would have put up a video showing where I lied. But see, I haven't lied. I'm calling it exactly like it is. But I just wanted y'all to understand, for the record, that that's what these people do when they can't beat you. They flag you because they act like YouTube belongs to them. Yeah, they believe that YouTube is theirs. And anybody who don't comply with their BS has to go, basically. But I'm not gonna come on here and be scared to make content, because that's what they want. That's the chilling effect. See, they flag you, they manage to take down a piece of your content, and then they think, oh, he's gonna get scared now and he's gonna stop making certain types of content. No, I'm gonna keep making what I want to make. And if YouTube is dumb enough to keep letting people flag it, then it just gets flagged. I can't do nothing about it. But I'm not finna be scared, because that's exactly what they want. It's nothing but a fear tactic. Well, that's the reason why I think it was him. Because, like I said, they dug through 2 hours and 30 minutes of the stream just to find one little... Who looks at 2 hours and 30 minutes of a stream just to find one thing to flag? Except for somebody who's taking it deeply personal. That's why I think it was either him or one of his little acolytes that runs around and do his dirty work. Either way, it don't matter. It don't matter. It is what it is. We all knew it was going to come eventually, so let's stop all acting surprised that they flagged me, because every last one of us knew it was going to happen. Anyways, I decided to get back to business. There's no point in dwelling on it. The stream is gone. I lost my appeal. Let's move on to something else. Because if I dwell on it, they'll just use that as more fuel to start more crap. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving them what they want. We're here today to talk about, hopefully, the end of Dragon Ball. I can't wait. That's going to be the greatest day in the history of the internet when they finally announce that that crap is over for good. Anyway, I found this video where another one of these loser Dragon Ball dudes are crying about Dragon Ball Super's manga and blah, blah, blah. And how Dragon Ball basically is doing absolutely positively nothing. Well, that's because Dragon Ball is completely terrible and nobody cares about it. Oh, that reminds me too, guys. I decided that for a little while at least, a lot of this stuff, I'm gonna go back to doing it live. Because I got a bunch of other channels that I can post videos to, and I'm kind of confusing my channel a little bit with some of these video posts and then some of these live streams. So I'm trying to just settle my channel down a little bit. And that's why I'm going to do this live. I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully it's not that long. I'm going to try to keep it around an hour mark so it don't be too long. But it's going to have timestamps and all that crap, so you can just kind of jump through whatever. But this guy's whining and complaining about the manga. Let's listen to his video and I'll give you my opinion as usual. And the show must go on, so that's what we're here to do today.
The current state of the Dragon Ball franchise is itself a contradiction. At one time, we are very excited and hype about the future of the Dragon Ball Super anime and all that entails. At the same time, however, many people are left scratching their heads wondering, where is the Dragon Ball Super manga?
Well, I can explain that real easy. Shueisha is not the same company as Toei. Shueisha does not care what Toei does. Shueisha owns the manga rights. They don't have to put out a manga just because there's a brand new anime or because there's a replay of an anime. You would think people who do nothing but Dragon Ball all day long would know this. You would think that since all they talk about is Dragon Ball, that they would understand that Shueisha and Toei are not the same company. They're not the same people. They're not run by the same people. They don't even employ the same people. These are two totally separate companies. How do you not know this? So the reason you don't have a manga is because they don't feel like it. That's it. It's the only reason you need. They don't want to make it.
It's been months and months of nothing but maybe a little bit of a cryptic hint from Toyotaro and nothing else to go off of.
Toyotaro is an employee. He has no power at Shueisha, none. He does what he's told, and that's it.
And many people are wondering.
See, I'm not playing around anymore with these fanboys. I'm just gonna give y'all straight to the point explanations for why they're dumb and why their community is dying. There's no point in doing all this elaborate speech for these idiots and losers. The Dragon Ball community is filled up with a bunch of chronically online losers. That's why they flag videos. That's why they cry and whine. That's why they mess with people who don't agree with them, because this is where they live. So we're just going to do what we do best, call them stupid, and move on to the next piece of content.
How did we get here to begin with? So I thought now would be the perfect time to go over everything that's gone on and get to the true facts behind the copyright battle, clear up some misinformation that I still see out there, and
listen, the reason that they don't want to, they don't understand my explanation about Toyotaro is because they don't want to. They honestly believe that he is the hand-picked man of Toriyama and that somehow gives him power over the manga. I don't care if Jesus Christ touched him on the shoulder and told him he was the one. That doesn't mean Shueisha is going to do what he says. He is a company man who does what he's told. And I tried to explain this a long time ago. Toyotaro is an artist, not a writer. He's not a storyteller. Okay? See, when Toriyama was a writer, storyteller, and artist. So you're trying to replace that with a guy who's just an artist. The problem is you need to bring in someone else who knows how to write stories. And that's the reason why you don't have a manga right now, because they haven't found somebody to come in and start writing the story and then have Toyotaro draw the pictures. He's simply an artist, guys. That's it. That's all he did for Toriyama, was draw pictures. He didn't write stories. He didn't come up with concepts. He didn't do any of the stuff that Toriyama was doing. And that is the holdup. And honestly, I don't blame Shueisha. I would have been out of the Dragon Ball businesses if I was them, because Dragon Ball simply, it sucks and it's not worth it. And that's just the truth. It sucks so bad they're giving y'all a replay of something you already seen.
Dive into who is really to blame for this whole situation. First, let's address the copyright issues. Now, I've made several videos about this, but they do get a little bit in the weeds. This video is mainly here to be quick and concise. So, Akio Ioku was a longtime editor and also a friend of Akira Toriyama. He worked with him for many years. We actually got some more insight into their relationship in the 30th anniversary special of Dragon Quest, where Akio Ioku really went into detail about his experience working with Akira Toriyama. At the time, for 20 years, it would end up being roughly 25 years before Toriyama's passing. There's also a bit of a misunderstanding from fans when it comes to how involved Ioku was with Toriyama. It's not that he was simply his editor, it's not that he was simply working with him through Shueisha. From everything I've been able to gather, Ioku was Akira Toriyama's eyes and ears inside of Shueisha. He was his point person for Dragon Ball and Dragon Quest. If you wanted to contact Toriyama, you would have to go through Akio Ioku.
Who cares? Very simple. Who cares? What has all this padding got to do with the point? You want to know what a manga is. So you have to do all this backstory and nonsensical speech about a dude nobody cares about. See, these little weird Japanese dudes got a bunch of American losers on the hook waiting for something that may never return. That shows you the power that these people have over these dummies. This is just one more reason why anime should be banned in the United States, because it's created a whole generation of idiots, complete and total idiots, who sits around all day wasting their time waiting on a book to come out. There's so many things you could be doing with your life. You're sitting here waiting on a damn manga panel. Pathetic. Hit the like button, people. It's 70 people here. It's more than enough people here for the likes to go up. Clap the buttons.
And vice versa. Toriyama sent Ioku emails for the Dragon Quest team to go off of, basically.
By the way, the name of this channel is Toon Raider. He's another one of these dragon losers whose channel is on life support. So that's why he's padding the crap out of this video, because there's literally nothing to talk about. But now that they've started flagging and harassing me, I've decided I'm blazing a trail throughout the Dragon Ball community. So they all finna catch it. I got all kinds of videos in my target room ready to go, absolutely excoriating anime, because I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of the people who fall in love with it. I'm sick and tired of the losers that try to push it on other people. So it's time to just blaze them all.
Same thing with Dragon Ball, from what I'm understanding. Ioku and Toriyama had a very close working relationship. Ioku would give Toriyama ideas and bounce them off of him, and they would...
Wait a minute, why is he giving Toriyama ideas? I thought Toriyama was the inspiration for all anime, according to these dweebs. Oh, you wouldn't have had Bleach without Toriyama. You wouldn't have got Jujutsu Kaisen without Toriyama. Like, they give Toriyama credit for everything, but they have no evidence to show Toriyama inspired any of this stuff. They just love saying it. It just sounds good because the only thing they care about is Dragon Ball. It's funny that most of these Dragon Ball people, they don't know anything about the other stuff that Toriyama used to do. All they know is Dragon Ball, and they try to give every other anime, they try to attach it to every other anime. Bleach is infinitely better than Dragon Ball. There's no way you're gonna sit up and give Toriyama credit for Bleach. They've even tried to give Toriyama credit for Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga and stuff like that. You wouldn't have got any of those if it wasn't for Toriyama's inspiration. I'm sorry, but shut up. That's the new word of the day. If you a Dragon Ball fan, shut up, because he didn't inspire any of that stuff. Those anime have absolutely nothing to do whatsoever with Toriyama, and y'all are a bunch of liars. Dude, it ain't no feeling. You have watched a bunch of videos talking the same crap. It's not a feeling at all. No, it's the truth. The fact of the matter is, these people all make the same video. They go on X, they follow that DB hype dude. Whatever he writes on X, they all make a video about it. And then one makes a video, the next one, the next one, and the next one. Why do you think they all sound the same? I actually have content coming up talking about the fact that these dudes are using this fake parasocial relationship crap to trick people into clicking onto their channels. Like, it's literally a trick they using, and people are just so dumb they can't see it. It's insane how easy it is for them to trick these dudes.
Go back and forth and come up with ideas for the series. Most notably, people know that Ioku was...
Hit the like button if you're new here, sub to the channel. You know you like the content. Why you gonna sit here for however long this stream ends up being and not interact with it is beyond stupid. But yeah, if you're gonna sit here and waste your time listening to me, hit the buttons.
The one who suggested Broly to Toriyama. He was the one that suggested Toriyama use Gohan in the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. Everything...
He said, I haven't watched this video before, but I know everything this dude is about to say. Yeah, because all of it is on repeat. We know everything about Akio Yoku. We know everything about Toriyama. We know everything about Torotaro. We know all of this stuff. This is what happens when your community is grinding its gears, when it has literally ran out of stuff to talk about.
Seemed to be going well until Shueisha got a little impatient with Ioku. Now, depending on which news sites you go to, this story gets a little murky, but from everything I've been able to gather, there was some disagreement.
How the hell did Dragon Ball inspire Vinland Saga? They're not even remotely similar, because Dragon Ball fans give Toriyama credit for everything, even things he didn't do. Even stuff he had nothing to do with, he gets credit for it. These people, they truly believe that Toriyama started the whole anime thing. They don't understand there were people doing manga and anime long before Toriyama, but they all think that he basically created everything. And there's nothing you can do to change their minds. So there's really no point in trying to explain to them how stupid they are, because they're just in love with Toriyama, and that's that.
Agreements with how Shueisha was handling the Dragon Ball IP, and Shueisha felt that Ioku was a little bit too hands-on with it. So what Ioku did was he went behind Shueisha's back and greenlit a Sandland anime. This angered Shueisha greatly, and they tried to basically demote him, to basically take him away from the Dragon Ball franchise. Let's just say Toriyama and Ioku did not like that idea at all. Ioku left Shueisha and formed his own company called Capsule Corporation Tokyo and got...
Here we go with the backstory about junk we don't care about. We know every bit of this already. He still hasn't said anything about the title of the video. Like, this is one thing that I hate about these people. They will sit up and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but whatever the title and thumbnail is to their content, they never get to it. They never get around to it.
To work producing more anime and video games with the blessing of Akira Toriyama. The only thing Akira Toriyama has said on this whole thing is that Ioku was the one who decided the name. This is another thing that people don't really understand, is they think that Ioku went behind even Toriyama's back and just stole the rights and did all this stuff. That's not what happened at all. There was no backstabbing of any sorts. It was Toriyama and Ioku up against Shueisha. So much so...
Looks like Shueisha won. Toriyama's dead. Akio Yoku is doing stupid Dragon Ball anime, and Shueisha still owns the rights to Dragon Ball's manga. So it looks like they won.
That the president of Shueisha, Maru Horuchi,
said, this is why I don't listen to these Dragon Ball YouTubers. You know what? I'm just going to tell y'all like this. If you want to hear these stupid Dragon Ball YouTubers, then come to my channel. Follow me, because I'm gonna play this dumb crap that they make, and I'm gonna rip it apart. That's the new role I'm gonna play around here. Matter of fact, all these anime channels are in trouble because I hate them all. And the reason I hate them all is because they're all this bunch of disgusting, nasty little weebs who run around wanting to fuck cartoons. So yeah, I'm just gonna hit them all. So if you don't want to waste time going to these loser channels, then just come here. I'll destroy it for you. That way, not only do you listen to the dumb shit they saying, but you get me absolutely blowing it to pieces. There you go. It's two birds, one stone.
Went to Akira Toriyama's house on a personal...
Yeah, what happened to the days of normal Dragon Ball fans? They all grew up and got jobs and had kids, bought houses, got careers, stuff like that, pretty much.
Visit to try to get him to reverse his decision, but Akira Toriyama denied him. It was during this time that you would see all these articles out that rights holders were very confused about who to go to for all this, like the video game companies. They did not know who to talk to. It was kind of in the air and ambiguous. Do they go to Ioku? Do they go to Shueisha? It became a bit of a messy situation, but I guess eventually they settled into it. Obviously, Akira Toriyama passed away in 2024, and
there we have the obligatory mention of him passing away. Because one thing that these Dragon Ball content creators can't stop doing is they can't stop talking about the fact that this man died. I've never seen somebody's death covered so often before. And I mean, it's every single video. They put up this same image of him, this very same image, and talk about his death every time. It's disgusting. And people always ask me why I don't do this dumb editing crap. Well, what's the point? It's the same rotating pictures over and over. You know, so that's why I don't do this dumb editing crap. Because it's the same junk over and over. Who cares?
Made things a lot.
And look, they respect and honor Toriyama so much that instead of shutting down his life's work after he died, they continuing it without him. To me, there's nothing more disrespectful than that. If I created a legacy in a franchise, it should end with me. It shouldn't continue after I'm gone. That's disrespect. Because you're no longer getting the inspiration from the person that created the thing. You're just making up your own version of it at that point. So if they truly cared about this man, every single real Dragon Ball fan on planet Earth should be saying, y'all need to shut it down. In honor and respect for this man, y'all need to shut it down instead of carrying it on and ruining his life's work.
Messier. However, the final decision on who retained the rights to Dragon Ball's anime and video games lied with Akira Toriyama's family, and I guess they stayed with Akio Ioku because if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you would know that it's because of him that we have the Dragon Ball Super anime back, adapting the Moro arc, and we have the Dragon Ball Super remake / remaster. Now,
I noticed he didn't mention the manga. You know why you don't have that? Because Shueisha still does. Yeah, that's why. And guess what's going to happen if they don't make new manga panels? Dragon Ball Super's anime is going to end because they're going to run out of stuff to do. Yeah, they're already skipping a whole bunch of stuff in the manga to skip to this Galactic Patrol garbage. They're going to have to do some more of that because without the manga, they're going to run out of material. The two things supposed to go hand in hand. Guess not. Guess one of them don't matter.
That said, did this really influence what ended up happening with the Dragon Ball Super manga? And from what I've been able to gather, it seems like it's possible, but it's most likely not due to Akio Ioku. Like I said, he retains the rights to the Dragon Ball Super anime and video games, and he does this thing that a lot of people give him a lot of crap for, which I completely understand, where he really is insistent on crediting Akira Toriyama as the sole creator wherever he can, and he defaults to his judgment, basically, I feel, to a fault.
Well, what's wrong with that? Ain't that what you're supposed to do, to honor the man who created it? So now what? The fans are upset that Akio Ioku keeps putting Toriyama's name on everything? Well, last time I checked, he created it. I mean, people who create stuff, their name stays on it pretty much forever. Unless some idiot tries to come along and ruin that. I mean, the guy that created the Corvette, his name is still on it. The guy that created the Ferrari, his name is still on it. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But they don't like the fact that Akio Ioku is giving credit to the guy that made this stuff. That just goes to show you they don't care about Toriyama. They use his death for clicks. That's all they've been doing. They use the man's death for clicks. Because if they actually cared about this man, they wouldn't act the way that they do.
And I think this is most obvious.
He said, Dragon Ball has become the old Yeller of anime. Put it out of his misery. He said, just like George Lucas, he sold Star Wars, but his name is still there. Exactly. Even though Lucas sold the rights to Star Wars, when you look at the credits, his name is still in there. You know? That's just the way it is.
Obviously, whenever they did the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, and Toriyama came up with the name Superhero, and nobody corrected him at all, and it just came out with a funny name that really, kind of when you think about it, is obvious to change, but because Akira Toriyama forgot that he was making something for Dragon Ball Super, it just stuck. And that's just one situation, one example of many things I could name, where they basically didn't correct Toriyama because they saw his word as the final law, basically. And I guess there is some benefit to that, and probably why Akio Ioku and Toriyama got along so well is because Akio Ioku gave him ideas, they bounced ideas back and forth.
Didn't he just get done saying that? I mean, I could have swore he just said that.
Fourth, and maybe Akio Ioku did
Do not redeem.
turn down some ideas from time to time. For example, Gohan Beast originally looked way different, and Akira Toriyama had to change that design. Now,
yeah, it sucked. It's a terrible design, and it was a unearned, thrown in at the last minute transformation because they understand how stupid fanboys are. We can't think of anything, so let's just toss in a bullshit transformation that Gohan just suddenly unlocks for no good reason. But there you go.
does that necessarily mean that they had a bad relationship? No, it was a great relationship. And I think that might be why we got in a situation to where when Dragon Ball Super, the Galactic Patrol anime was announced, it was crediting Akira Toriyama and not Toyotaro. That's mainly because that's how they roll.
No, it's because Toyotaro has nothing to do with the anime. He's on the manga side of things. He has nothing to do with the anime or the production of the anime. That's why. Not to mention the fact that Toriyama is the creator of Dragon Ball. Yeah, I think maybe his name is supposed to be on there. I've seen so many videos of people complaining that Toyotaro's name isn't being put on stuff. Who is he? Who is he? Compared to Toriyama, who is he? He literally was the closest guy to the door when Toriyama walked in. He said, "Hey, I need a dude that can draw some stuff. Can you draw?" "Yes, Sensei, I can draw." "All right, come with me." That's all Toyotaro is. He the closest dude to the door when Toriyama walked in. That's just like they say about the Metatron in heaven. The reason that the Metatron was the scribe of God, the reason why the Metatron is the highest angel, who basically is the mouthpiece for God, because God walked into the throne room one day, and the closest angel to the door was this loser standing there with no rank, no title, no nothing. And God turned to him and said, "Hey, you want to be the Metatron? Because I don't want to talk to people, so you can talk for me." Because that's what the Metatron does. When people think they're speaking to God, they're speaking to the Metatron, even though the Metatron ain't real either. But I'm just saying, that's basically what Toyotaro is. Toriyama walked in, seen a group of losers, picked one, there you go. Because if he had any kind of clout whatsoever, then don't you think he'd be doing a lot better right now after Toriyama's death? Don't you think people would be talking about him everywhere? Don't you think that he'd be all over this anime stuff and manga and everything? Don't you think they would be promoting his own self-made manga that he's doing? They ain't doing none of that because Toyotaro was just a guy. A jag. Just a guy. And you fanboys just don't want to admit that. You don't want to admit that instead of him being the hand-picked successor to Toriyama, he's just a dude. And it's just bugging y'all. We're Toyotaro. Why don't he have his own everything? Look, y'all should be glad the dude's still employed. Because the fact of the matter is, Shueisha can replace him anytime they want. They don't have to use him. He's only there because Toriyama recommended him. Barely.
That's how Ioku has conducted himself from the beginning. Now, the fun...
Keep hitting that like button, guys. And you Shadow Realmers hiding in the back, make sure y'all hit the button too.
Funny thing is even though this could be seen as a benefit and a flaw, obviously, and obviously you should be crediting Toyotaro for his involvement with the series, I don't think this indicates anything about Ioku and the manga rights. From what I've been able to gather, Shueisha still holds sole rights to the manga.
No, really? You had to go and investigate that, something that's well known amongst everybody on Earth, that Shueisha still holds the rights to the manga? You really had to go and research that. And by research, you went to some other YouTuber's channel, or you went to X and looked up one of those stupid Dragon Ball X pages to get your information. Because these guys do not have sources. They do not do real research. They want y'all to think they can get on the phone and call somebody in Japan. That's one of the biggest lies ever told in the Dragon Ball community. They want y'all to believe they got direct access to Japanese people, to the Japanese people that work at Toei and Shueisha. Yeah, guys, my sources told me. Your sources is DBS Hype or DB Hype or whatever he call himself, or DBS Chronicles. That's your source. All of you Dragon losers, that's your source. Because none of y'all have direct access to Toei or Shueisha or Bandai or any of these companies. And the fact that they keep pushing this lie to make it seem like they have leaks and sources is just disgusting. But look, if the Dragon idiots want to keep believing them, so be it. I'm not going to stand in their way.
This whole battle has been over the anime and the video games. Now, the interesting thing to note is that even though Shueisha holds the rights to the manga, it seems like Ioku is still able to adapt the manga into the anime, which of course makes sense. So you would think it would be to Ioku's benefit to have more manga content for him to adapt into the anime, especially since Akira Toriyama is no longer around to produce more Dragon Ball content. Now, I think it's entirely possible that we're going to see adaptations of the Galactic Patrol anime and the Granola arc before we get some new content. And if the manga...
They haven't even mentioned the Granola stuff or the Black Frieza stuff. These guys just insert this automatically. They just automatically assume they're going to get it. That's just like they're running around saying that it's guaranteed that they're getting 2 Dragon Ball movies. And I want y'all to keep in mind, there has been no evidence presented whatsoever that there are going to be 2 Dragon Ball movies released. These people just keep saying it because it sounds good and because they think they can get away with it. But they never show evidence. It's always BS speculation. It's not leaks, it's not rumors, it's straight up speculation. It's these guys just saying it.
Never comes back, I could see us in a situation where we get anime-only continuations of the Black Frieza arc. However, this does not mean Akio Ioku was the one at fault. Now, let's get back to what I was originally talking about with Toyotaro and his cryptic hints on Twitter, where he said, in his Twitter bio, everything is for the return of the series. And he's...
Yeah, you notice he said for the return of the series. He didn't say the return of the manga. See, I love how these people like to take quotes and change them to make it fit their videos. Okay, if he was specifically talking about the manga, then he would have put manga. But he put the series. Because even he knows he has no control over what happens in the manga. I don't even care. It's just a bunch of books to me. Like, give them some more books if that's what they want to do. This just goes to show you how big of losers these dudes are. All they care about is anime and stupid books. They won't pick up a book that'll teach them how to do something. They won't pick up a book that'll teach them how to fix a car or clean their gutters or mow their grass. But they'll pick up some stupid manga books and buy hundreds of them and put them on the shelf behind them to make it look like they're a real fan. They'll buy all that. You'll waste your parents' Social Security money buying manga books. How many of y'all have any educational books? Pretty sure the number is 0.
Still been allowed to draw little one-shot mangas here and there to basically keep himself busy. Now, there's plenty of theories you can come up with as to what he means by this. I think the most obvious explanation is that all these one-shots he's working on, maybe some things he's working on behind the scenes, is because Shueisha is putting him through the ringer, getting him to much improve his manga capabilities before they bring it back. Now, apparently, Toriyama...
I mean, I want y'all to look at something. I'm glad that he put this picture in here. These people who come at me love talking about how old I am. Look how old these people are on stage. The only one on here that's not above 50 is that girl. The rest of these dudes are at least 50 plus. Look at how old they are. And don't even get me started on the voice actors. These people are 60, 70, and 80 years old. But they have the nerve to tell me, because I'm 49, I'm not allowed to discuss Dragon Ball. But y'all sitting up cheering for old people, senior citizens. They would never get real jobs. Of course they won't. Yes, anytime I see these dumb pictures, they all look goofy. Yes, they all do. And they bring that old ass woman out on stage to do the Kamehameha every year. It's gonna get to the point where they rolling her out in a wheelchair to do that shit. That's how old that lady is. She's pushing 90, and they keep bringing that old woman out to scream into a microphone and do Kamehameha. It's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. Okay, it really truly is. These people have no lives whatsoever.
Reached out to,
and that reminds me too. I had somebody comment on one of my streams, and they said, "Oh, if you hate anime so much, why do you talk about it?" Well, let me ask y'all a question along that same vein. Since you hate me so much, why do you talk about me? What? See, here's the difference between what I do and what y'all do. I don't actually watch anime. I don't remember the last time I sat down and watched an anime episode, except the last one I uploaded to my website. That was like, I don't know how long ago. So I talk about stuff that's in the past, stuff I've already seen a long time ago. And I make content about it, and I tell y'all how horrible it is. You guys, not only do you make videos about me currently, you're still talking about stuff you think I did 6-7 years ago. And you also watch me for 2-3 hours a day as well. So there's the difference. So before you ask me that question, ask yourself, if you hate me so much or don't like me or don't like my content, why are you always here? We all know the reason. We know the reason. And the fact of the matter is, there's nothing going on in y'all community. All of y'all favorite loser creators are uploading nothing. Eobard hasn't been back on his channel since we went to his stream and asked him some hard questions. He hasn't streamed or posted a video since. Because he ain't got nothing to talk about. Now, he got time to flag people's content, I see, but he don't have any content to make. And all the rest of them, they're talking about Xenoverse 3, a video game that doesn't come out till like, what, the end of 2027? It's funny, everybody got all this content for a video game that isn't even out yet. But they would rather talk about that than admit that they have nothing else. They want to talk about Xenoverse 3, but they don't want to talk about the fact that there is literally a void, an empty space where Dragon Ball content used to be.
Toyotaro for a favor, probably a podcast appearance on his podcast, and Toyotaro had to deny him, saying that he was going to be too busy drawing manga. And we have not seen that manga at all. This again leads into why I think there is no official manga that they're going to release, like a new Toyotaro manga or anything like that. I think the most obvious explanation is, like I said, he's just doing projects here and there, doing some things that we'll never see, just to make Shueisha feel fully confident in trusting him with the Dragon.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of them are waiting until the Dragon Ball Super replay starts to start making content again. But what they don't understand is, by letting a channel sit for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time and not making content, even when that stuff returns, your algorithm is dead. You're going to have to build your algorithm back up again. See, I made a lot of changes to this channel before I turned this stream on today. I went through, I fixed all my tags, all my descriptions. I made everything match up. I went through and I added timestamps to all my live streams. And I basically got my channel now where when it's in the algorithm, it'll be going to the people who want to see it. It'll go to the right folks. I can't even believe I've done this well without my channel being truly optimized. But it's just pure charisma and entertainment value that got me this far. And these guys have none of that. Tell me the last time you watched Eobard and said, man, this is entertaining. He has a lot of charisma. Hasn't happened. Because he's boring. I see that loser put his live stream back up where I destroyed him. And the only reason he did is because he looked like a coward. He talked all that smack and then took it down and hid for a couple of days. And then after I roasted him for taking it down, he put it back up. Too late, buddy. Damage done. But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not messing with small fries anymore. No more detours for people like Lord Loser. I'm not doing that anymore. Even though I got a lot of clicks on that stream, I mean, that stream is doing pretty well. I'm not detouring on these little small fish anymore because he's a troll. And I'm not going to do the troll madness anymore. From here on out, I'm going to stick to stuff that I know people will click on. I'm going to stick to stuff that I know I want to talk about. Giving these people an audience is what they want. And I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, it's just, he's already faded back into nothingness. Like, when he finally decided to do a live stream, he had 2 people watching him. So yeah, he's already done again. There's no point going back there.
Manga. Now, he has been credited in video games and things like that, Toyotaro has, as a creator of Dragon Ball. So,
who cares? They talk about this more than Toyotaro does. Toyotaro don't care.
That's something that I find very interesting. It's not like they're trying to rip him off of the franchise. It seems like he's still part of it. He's still in the game. The weird thing, though, is that it's still on hiatus and we have no idea when it's coming back. Every month in V-Jump, we get an update, and all times out of all times, I was going to say 9 times out of 10, but it's literally been 10 times out of 10, we've had no updates on when it's coming back. It's still on hiatus. Now,
and that's because they don't even want to bring it back. Can you blame them? The anime and manga industry in Japan lost billions last year. From pirate sites, from the lack of interest. A lot of people have just simply grown out of it. And this little small niche audience on the internet is not enough to hold up an industry that large. This is why I've been trying to explain to you guys. All you people that think that anime is so big, you guys don't get it. Y'all are literally a niche audience. And that's why anime and manga lost billions of dollars last year. Billions with a B. Because it's just not enough of y'all tiny little communities to keep it going. Not to mention a lot of the people in manga and anime are quitting because they're overworked and underpaid. Why do you think a lot of the stuff is being shipped to other countries? A lot of the work that's been done on these anime are being done in other countries because over there in Japan, they've worked those people to the bone. And a lot of them are tired and just quit or found something else to do. And the industry itself is falling down because weirdo anime losers ain't enough to keep an industry that large running. It's just simply not enough of y'all. But y'all keep believing that anime is, like one dude's like, anime has grown by 50%. No, it hasn't. It's just a straight up lie. No, y'all got a bump during COVID. And after COVID ended, the little bump y'all got of people watching disappeared. All those people start going back outside and going to the movies, going to the mall, hanging with their friends. Everybody was trapped indoors during COVID with the lockdown stuff. People wasn't allowed to go to work. People wasn't allowed to go anywhere. And because of that, people were sitting indoors watching anime and other BS on Netflix. But as soon as the lockdowns ended, people started going outdoors. Anime levels went right back down to what they're supposed to be. Which is basically next to nothing. Because nobody cares about anime as much as you people seem to think they do.
Toyotaro is the successor to Toriyama, at least when it comes to the manga. Whether you like him or you don't like him, he's number one.
No, he's not. He's an employee. And Shueisha can literally fire him anytime they choose. They don't need him to continue the manga. There are other people that they can call up to draw pictures and write a story.
He has learned under Toriyama. He was a collaborator with Toriyama.
Yeah, he learned so much he still can't write a decent story. Yeah.
He created much of the Moro arc. Most of the Moro arc comes from Toyotaro, and a lot of people think that it's their favorite arc in Dragon Ball Super. A lot of people don't like some things in the Granola arc, and apparently a lot of that was from Toriyama.
Oh, so when stuff is bad, it's Toriyama. When it's good, it's Torotaro. Are y'all listening to this? Are y'all listening to this? Yeah, the same thing happened to game. Yes, gaming went down too. Do you guys remember during COVID how gaming channels were booming? I mean, some of these gaming channels had hundreds of thousands of people watching them live on Twitch. You want to know what happened? The lockdown ended and people started going outside again. The OnlyFans girls, all them start suffering when people start going outside again. Gaming suffered, anime suffered, movies, television, everything suffered when people started going outside. Do y'all understand most people are on the move? Most people don't sit in front of their computer all day long. Most people are out and about. And that's the reason why these numbers have shifted so drastically the way that they have. I'm not saying that no one watches anime. I'm saying anime is not as big as these anime dudes think it is. Not even remotely. And that's what they don't want to own. They don't want to admit to the fact that anime is a niche thing. Why do you think anime movies, every now and then one of them will break out, but for the most part, they don't make that much money? If an animated movie gets past 100 million, that's considered a success. But if a regular movie or live action movie only made $100 million, that director and producer are getting fired. Imagine if Avengers only made $100 million. Just think about it. Imagine if Infinity War only made $130 million. How many people would never work in Hollywood again after the budget they spent on that movie? Imagine if they only made $130 million. Well, that's how much Dragon Ball Superhero made. I think Infinity War is like in the billions for overall revenue. Just imagine that. That's why when these guys say, well, Dragon Ball made $100 million, that's worldwide. That means you barely made your budget. You lost your ass on that movie, basically. And they don't understand that. That the pandemic was the great wealth exchange time period. A lot of people became millionaires and a lot of businesses crashed during that time period. Yeah. And a lot of people overextended themselves too. A lot of people start making a bunch of money off YouTube and Twitch and start going out buying stuff. And then when all that COVID level money disappeared, whole bunch of Patreons and Give Send Goes and GoFundMe's, all that stuff started popping up. You notice how many people jump to Patreon when that money starts slowing down? Hey guys, I'm starting a new Patreon. And they claim it so they can give y'all uncut, unfiltered content. No. The truth is, they not getting the kind of money off their channels that they used to. So they want you to pay for stuff that used to be free. Like Eobard, he created a Patreon. He's taking bullshit streams from his Twitch account and putting them on Patreon and charging people for them. He even admitted that's what he was doing because he got copyrighted on Twitch. So he said, since Twitch is gonna copyright me, I'm gonna take all this stuff down and put it on Patreon. So he wanna charge y'all for stuff that he streamed for free on Twitch. On my website, I make original content. Stuff that I've already done is on the front page for free. Like on the front page of my website, it's a bunch of free content, free videos and streams. But when you pay and log in, it's other stuff that's not free. Stuff that's not like this. It's original. They charging y'all for stuff they've already done on YouTube and Twitch. Like flat out, hey, I want these guys to pay me, what is it, $3.99, $4.99 for a stream you already watched him do on Twitch that was already boring. And he charging for it. Y'all crazy as hell. Y'all keep falling for this Patreon scam.
The funny thing is I'm a big Toriyama fan. I love Dragon Ball, but Toyotaro's ideas seem to definitely hit people a lot better than Toriyama's ideas, at least when it comes to Dragon Ball Super. Now, you can explain that away. Maybe if Toriyama was drawing the series himself, then his ideas would land better, and Totoro is adapting Toriyama's ideas, so it gets a little weedy and a little murky as to who to blame for what. And that's what this video is about. Who do we really blame for the death of Dragon Ball Super?
The fan base. That's a real easy one. The fans. Because the fan base has turned into a bunch of losers who only care about transformations. And these people are smart. They're giving you what you want. That's why there's no story. That's why there's no character development. There's no nothing except transformations. When I was growing up watching Dragon Ball, there was character development, there was story, there was intrigue, there was drama. Because that's what those fans wanted. We wanted the Cell Saga to be good. Could you imagine if they did the Cell Saga today? How terrible it would be? The Cell Saga, if they redid it for today's modern Dragon Ball audience, it would be one of the worst sagas ever. Right now, currently, the Cell Saga is still the best. Because they wrote it based on a fan base who actually gave a shit. Today's fan base don't care about nothing except transformations. So I blame today's fan base for all the problems with Dragon Ball.
Now, Dragon Ball Super is not dying, but it's been long dormant for so long. A lot of people are saying Dragon Ball is dead. A lot of people...
It is dead. Just go look at the landscape.
People saying this is the end of Dragon Ball Super. And a lot of people are saying we could be in a situation to where Dragon Ball Super's manga just doesn't...
He said other fan bases wouldn't tolerate that crap. Well, I'll give you a great example. The One Punch Man fan base. You saw how pissed off they got. Boy, they hurried up and made changes. They said, oh, we done pissed them off. We got to fix this. They wasn't playing. They were not playing. They were boycotting stuff. And they hurried up and fixed it. Dragon Ball fan base, give them a transformation. They'll be fine.
Turn, and they only do an anime-only continuation. Who's to blame for that? I don't think it's Totoro, and I don't think it's Akio Ioku. Akio Ioku turned his back on Shueisha. Totoro is working under Shueisha. The only people to blame for the situation that we're in is Shueisha, the rights holders for the manga.
Of course, blame the company that has nothing to do with all the stupid problems going on with Dragon Ball right now. Shueisha's been quiet as a church mouse. They haven't said anything or done anything. They mind their own business, so they get the blame. Not these loser fans, not these loser idiots at Toei, but a company that's done shut their mouth and not doing nothing gets the blame.
That's all there is to it. Keep in mind, the manga did not go on hiatus until after Toriyama passed away.
Well, maybe Shueisha is the only company that's actually honoring Toriyama by not bringing the manga back. Because like I said earlier, when someone creates something and then they pass away, out of respect, you should leave it alone. So maybe Shueisha is taking that approach. Maybe they looked at it and said, hey, out of respect for Toriyama, we not going to do this manga anymore because this was his thing, this was his legacy, and we don't have a right to ruin it. Maybe Toei should take a page out of that book and end this stupid anime instead of replaying the hits. You guys ain't figured out at this point that they using y'all for money and clicks. Y'all ain't figured it out. They're literally giving you a replay of Dragon Ball Super. And some of it, they're not even enhancing it or fixing it. They're just going to replay it again. They're going to fix a couple of episodes, put a little bit of paint on in a couple of places, and then the rest of it's just going to be exactly what you've already seen. And this has already been reported before anybody start crying or saying I'm lying. They've already said they're not fixing the Black Arc. They're not fixing the Tournament of Power. They're going to leave those exactly as they are. So y'all basically getting the same thing over again. See, that's why they need to just end it. Because if you can't even make anything new, then why bother? Why bother?
It did not go on hiatus during the rights issues with Akio Ioku. Those started around 2022. This situation...
And I have to admit, Xenoverse 3 looks fucking stupid. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't play these dumb games anyway, but just at a glance, it looks fucking stupid.
Is likely a result of Toriyama's passing. And obviously, that sucks. But it's been many years now. We've had other manga where the creators die, and maybe a 1-year hiatus, and then it's back with a new creator. For example, Berserk. In 2021, the creator of Berserk passed away, but in 2022, the series was resumed by manga artist Kujimori and Studio Gaga. The interesting thing is that no situation is the same, and every situation is different, but it's not like we don't have a team of...
No situation is the same, and every situation is different. That's literally the same thing, just said a different way. Both of those things that he said means the same thing. This is what I mean when I say they pad their videos. That was one. Never mind. I'm not even gonna do it today. Not even worth it.
People in place for the Dragon Ball Super manga to continue. So I think it's obvious that the people to blame for the situation we're in now is Shueisha.
I think it's obvious that these stupid channels like yours are to blame. Stupid channels like yours that never call out these dumb fans. Yeah, I think y'all, you, Eobard, all these other stupid Dragon Ball channels, y'all are to blame.
And that's not necessarily me trying to be outrageous or anything.
There's nothing to be trying to be outrageous. Yeah, we know. Because none of you guys have any charisma or any natural skill. And we know y'all don't want to upset the apple cart. So no, you're not saying something outrageous. Because you guys are afraid of y'all fans. So you'll never say anything outrageous. Because you're a fucking pussy.
Anything like that. Whenever I'm saying the people to blame, I'm not saying like, oh, you need to blame them, they're horrible people or anything.
Imagine making a video and having to qualify your statements. Having to say, oh, I'm not really saying this thing, I'm only saying this. Man, fuck that. I'm not doing none of that.
Anything like that. All I'm doing is trying to clear up the air because there are still people blaming Ioku. There are people saying that Torotaro is to blame for...
Okay, who told you it was your job to defend these people? You don't know these people. They live 4,000 miles away. Who said you had to make a video defending these people? I don't see these people making videos coming out defending themselves. So why is it upon you to defend these Japanese dudes that you don't know and never met? It literally makes no sense.
For some reason, it's just a weird situation all around. Obviously, whenever somebody like Akira Toriyama, who was the original creator, passes away.
This is the 4th mention of Akira Toriyama's death in this video. Like I said, they can't make a single video without mentioning it at least once. This is his 4th time doing it.
A lot of things happen as a result of that. And a lot of things get put on ice. There's people that, you know, behind the scenes shakeups, things like that. So obviously, it's not exactly clear who is it to blame individually. Like, we don't have a single person within Shueisha we can blame. But everything points to Shueisha. They're the ones who want to delay this thing for as long as possible, and it seems like they're wanting to delay it for as long as possible for Torotaro to further improve his craft, because whenever they make more, they're not going to be able to put Toriyama's name on it.
Why not? Why not? The original story is his. All of it's his. So if they put his name on it, who cares? Why does that matter? Why does it matter?
That was a big reason for why it was selling. Toriyama's name can no longer be on it, so the only person who can sell it now is Torotaro. So I'm assuming at this point...
Why do they give a manga artist so much credit when he has no power or control whatsoever? None. Torotaro is just a dude that works there. And these guys, they suck him off like he's the boss there. It's crazy.
They want Torotaro to be A+, on his A game. They're basically putting him through the ringer to prepare him for the responsibility that comes with being the sole creator of Dragon Ball Super. Anyways, guys, that will be it for this video. I hope
Yeah, I'm glad to get this off my screen. What a complete, unadulterated loser. And for the record, the dude name, his channel name is Toon Raider. So I'm talking about you, Toon Raider. You are an unadulterated loser. Your content is trash. All you doing is rehashing stuff that people already know because you have nothing else to talk about. And that's simple as that. Like I said, I don't care if you're the nice guy, the bad guy, the good guy, I don't care. I'm hitting all of them. I done made up in my mind that all of them got to pay the price. There's no point in leaving people out. So even loser jokers like this guy gonna get hit too. They're all trash. The whole community is trash. And it's, you know, it's my fault because I let up on them. I take it easy on them. I start talking about other stuff and I always get these dudes a pass. I ain't doing it no more. I'm gonna make sure that I focus a minimum of at least 2 or 3 streams a week on these bums. I'm trying to bury them all and the Dragon Ball community along with it. I'm trying to get rid of it all because they don't even deserve to be on YouTube anymore. Some of these people been on this website milking this stuff for a decade. And it's just like, who wants to even hear it anymore? Like, real talk, who wants to even hear from these losers anymore? They ain't saying nothing, none of them. And I keep on saying it that YouTube needs to go full premium and make this a paid site. They're like, YouTube is established enough to where if they said we're going to charge for YouTube, not that many people would leave. The only ones that would leave are the losers that can't afford the monthly payments. People with jobs, people that work and pay bills, they wouldn't leave. They would be perfectly okay with it. Yeah, only certain people would leave, and it'd be the broke people. Oh, I was on X today because I had to message Team YouTube, and it's a guy on there talking about how his channel got demonetized. And that was his livelihood. That was all the money that he makes every month, and he needs his channel to be remonetized. And I was just shaking my head. I was like, why would you put your financial future in the hands of YouTube? Stupid. Well, the ones who do it, they get what they deserve. If you're dumb enough to put all your eggs in YouTube basket, so be it. I don't. I know better. I know that YouTube can't be trusted. Like I said, not only did my channel get a fake flag for something I didn't even do. On top of that, I got it like 5 or 6 of my streams were hit with the yellow $sign right after that. So every single day, my streams get hit with the yellow $sign. It never fails. And then I have to click on them and have them reviewed. And then the messed up part is, after they review them, they put the green $sign back on, but it's too late now. Because now that you hit it with the yellow $sign, and then you take and put the green one back, all the momentum is gone. You done removed the piece of content from the algorithm by doing that. So you done killed the momentum. So even when I get the green $sign back, I'm still not making anything because you killed it by doing that. And it's every day, guys, every day. This stream will probably get hit. And I barely even cussed in this one, and it'll get hit too. It's every single day. It don't make no sense. They demonetized a video that I did where I didn't say a single cuss word, not one. The thing is, I'm not going to do what they want. I'm not going to make cat videos. I'm simply not doing it. So if that's the kind of content they want on YouTube, cat videos and all that stuff, then that's their problem. That has nothing to do with me. I'm making what I want to make, and it does what it does. But I'm trying to get my views and watch time back up. They're only down a little bit because I've been posting a lot of videos and haven't been streaming as much. And my videos, yes, some of them been doing good, but for the most part, they're iffy. Like, they haven't really been doing as well as my streams. That's why I went back to streaming. I think I'm gonna probably do videos on my other channels, because that way I can have the best of both worlds. I can stream on this one, post videos on the other ones. Because honestly, trying to do both just don't work. Every time I start getting some momentum, something stupid happens. And this time it's these false flags and all this yellow dollar sign stuff. It don't make sense, man. Like, just leave people alone. I get it. You don't like me. You've made it abundantly clear that you hate me. So just leave me alone. I mean, it's like very simple. I don't like NBA, so I'm just not going to go to his channel. End of story. Not on YouTube. I'm going to dig through hours and hours and hours of content so I can flag him. That's what happens on YouTube. It's ridiculous. These people are complete idiots and crazy. By the way, guys, I got like 4 or 5 pages of Rumble stuff up. It's a lot. It's a lot. So it's taking a little while, but I'm putting it up as fast as I can. Yeah, I'm not even a fraction of the way through how much content is actually on here. So if y'all want to see some alternatives to this stuff, my Rumble is active again. Yeah, man, look, this is it. The hatred they have for me at this point is all from old stuff from 2018. It's irrational. And it just shows you that these people, they hang on to this stuff forever. The only people that do that are chronically online people. These Dragon Ball losers are chronically online all the time, and that's why they can't let go of stuff from 2018. They can't. Somebody sent me something on X, I guess, where Predator X was talking about me in his Discord server, trying to get me to respond to it or whatever. Man, please. That dude gets no views. Nobody watches him. Therefore, I'm not gonna waste my energy. Cause that, like, he's enjoying the attention. Like, more people get more views talking about him than he gets talking about himself. And that's a fact. And because of that, he likes it when people talk about him. He wants people to talk about him. I'm not doing any more dedicated content to that loser. I don't have a problem with people Dude, how is your channel still on YouTube? Yup, dude. Your channel is literally Naked Anime Girl. How is your channel even still online? I'm not even showing your channel on my stream because I know I'll be the one to get flagged. How the hell did you manage to pull this off? Dude, really? Guys, I'm gonna put this in my Discord. I want y'all to see this. This channel is up on YouTube. Real talk. I'm gonna put this in my Discord server. I can't believe this. This is a real YouTube channel. I get a damn flag on my channel for harassment that I didn't do. This guy got full nudity on his front page of his channel. I mean, straight full nudity. His whole channel is a bunch of naked anime girls. And his shit's still up. Like, this, it just goes to show you YouTube is really messed up, man. I don't even care. I don't even care. Well, we know what YouTube is doing. It's always been a double standard on here, guys. Come on. Until you reach a certain point, you know how YouTube is. And it's hard to get to that point when you're being false flagged every 5 minutes. That's why I went ahead and did some optimization on my channel today to try to, you know, reignite that fire, get my growth starting again. Because even though I'm still kind of growing, it's not at the rate it was, because every channel slows down and speeds up and slows down. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna get up off here because I don't want this to be like a 2-hour stream. I'm trying to, you know, keep it reasonable, but it don't matter. They're gonna be timestamps so people can click on stuff. Let me get my butt up off here, man. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I actually got another stream that I accidentally scheduled it for today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So I'll change it when I get done with this. I'll catch up with y'all.